Hello everyone, welcome back to Not My Lifetime podcast, episode 22 on a very, very warm, humid Monday evening, rather than Tuesday evening. Again, a few people, a few guys are busy tomorrow, so can't obviously do it tomorrow. That's why we're doing it today instead. But in a way, it's good because it got quite a pick up. Actually, probably content coming away before the season starts Sunday, so it actually works out pretty well for us anyway. But before we get on to the Community Shield and the season preview, how are you doing today?
Very knackered, sunburn. What's not to love?
Did I miss the memo about wearing the same colour shirt?
Is it different?
Well, it's t-shirt weather today, isn't it? I'm not wearing anything else today.
Shorts as well, man.
Yep, shorts as well. Honestly, I can't be doing anything else today. Honestly, it's an absolute evening today. But yeah, as you get on to the actual topics of today, rather than talk about the heat, because everyone knows what hard it is today. The Community Shield on Saturday rather than Sunday. Well, it was Sunday, but pretty boring in London. Christ. So happy it was Saturday at least. I was there. I can't see it Twitch or Chelsea. I'm busy this rest of this month, but I'm going to Brentford at home in September, so I make up for it. It was an interesting game. I mean, people will go on about saying that United dominated us or whatever, but for me, it was a very weird game. It wasn't like boring. I actually thought it was a quite competitive game overall, but I think from what I can sort of see of the game, I mean, people agree here. When you look at the performances of certain players on the pitch, you can see that we definitely need a bit of improvement. Obviously, when we see the first players come into it, obviously on Sunday, I think defensively we will actually look better. I think having Diaz at the back in a way was a lot better. Because I mean, that final was terrible about Diaz and Ederson. You can tell immediately how better them two are in that defence with Vardio and Akanji and Rico. When it had Stones, he just was nowhere near fitness, and in a very, very shaky back from that final. Diaz was a brilliant captain, but I think he's going to be a real. If I'm having a captain, I want Diaz to move up with me personally, because he gives the whole back four feel settled. It's not chaotic. You feel like you actually can trust Ederson and the rest of the defence to get better. Vardio was great. He wasn't perfect, but he was better. Great sitting on the left hand side, getting better in the midfield, helping Doku out. It's been a lot of like change. I think the midfield for me obviously is the thing, but the thing is, midfield was two young players and Kovacic playing DM, some of that. It was also going to be a difficult midfield battle compared to obviously the final. But for me, from what I saw in that game, I'm quite impressed of the younger players, particularly. O'Reilly, despite a couple of mistakes, 18, 19, I can put that. He did pretty well against Bruno and Casemiro. Did a very good job. So gave him a real of the money. McAtee was all right. I think McAtee for me is I'm not really this massive super fan of him. I don't like him. I just don't really see a lot of what he offers yet, but hope I will want to see more of him play. It's just that I think he needs to start maturing a bit more and sort of demand more of the ball rather than floating around the pitch. Just hope to get the pass off. I'm not saying he's doing that, but I mean, you got to at that age, you got to demand the ball and the confidence to say get on the ball. He had a shot at the post.
Yeah.
But I think with me, there's a lot of maturity needs to go on for the younger players. I mean, Bob and Rico were brilliant, by the way. They were absolutely brilliant on that side. But I was not waffling now of me talking about the game. I'll ask you both. What one player on that pitch for you stood out? Just
for me, I thought Kovacic had a good game. To be fair,
Kovacic had a good game. Once he
thought he was all right, you know.
He was sloppy in the first 20 minutes, but he definitely grew into the game and he was a bit more dominant in midfield. Bob is just pre-season, player of pre-season, isn't he? He's just been brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. But Bob, brilliant. Obviously, it goes without saying.
It's a massive season for Bob because he's proven himself in pre-season. And why shouldn't he start the game in the league? Going off current form and fitness. Why shouldn't Bob play against Chelsea?
Yeah.
He should actually.
He will start against Chelsea. I think that's a given. I don't think there's anyone else who's fit enough to.
The England lads are coming back into training. Roger is due back on Wednesday.
Sunday. I think you might get one, maybe at a push, but 8 Stones or Walker. I'll start.
No, I wouldn't start Walker. I'd start Rico. Wouldn't start
Rico's
Stones.
Rico did all right. He's another one.
Yeah, he did.
Rico did okay. Definitely. I think he was all right. I don't think, like...
I think it's Rico's chance to prove himself as a fullback.
I honestly don't think anyone had a bad game. It wasn't a great overall performance, no. And people were saying, like, you know, we scraped it, we did this, we did that. But
to be
I don't
fair,
think
United did have the better chances.
They had the better chances, yeah. But the thing is, we made it count when it mattered. And I honestly think if that was a league game, we'd have won it.
United's finishing was very poor. They should have been about 3 or 4-0 up. They just couldn't take the chance. We didn't really make the chances, but we took them when we did need to.
But when I saw Kev come on, obviously later on, you saw the team United team just backed off, and then he straight away shit. Because Kev actually was running around quite a bit. He was actually not terrible. It wasn't like limping. There was like energy about him. I think when we got the ball in the counter attack, and we had Hart, Sav, and was it Bob running. I thought, if we get this spot on with the counter attacks, we could have a brilliant number of goals this season, especially if we get it right. Obviously, it's early days, but when you think, we get the midfield sorted out and finally sort of like set up where we want to be, we could generally be a very formidable team this year if we get the chances for it. And Haaland as well gets more, because I think Haaland for me that game should have done a lot more. He needs to start doing himself more in his games. As I said before in the preview, he needs to start getting in the faces of the defenders, demand the ball, because you're entitled to it, because you're the striker, you're the big man. I can rely on you to get a header in ahead of Maguire and Evans, because you all both of them. I can do that, but he needs to start demanding the balls. He said he wants a cross. Get Doku or Savage to get the quick cross to him. But if he starts doing that more, I wouldn't say it was terrible, by the way, but there were times I forgot it was on the pitch. Times I forgot it was there, because we just didn't like Doku and Bob were out on the wing because they kept frustrating Dallo and Lissandra because I couldn't deal with them at all throughout the game. But we need to find a way of getting the ball in the box earlier rather than just sort of run down the line constantly, try to run back and pass it off. Try and get an early cross in there and Haaland get in there, because doing that will catch a lot of teams off guard. But it's early days, obviously. I can't sort of judge the team too much yet, but we got to start that priority to improve on in training, because we can get a lot of goals this season and get games done a lot earlier if we get that right. Personally, yeah. I thought the wingers were very.
I can't argue with any of that. I think I saw I don't know what it is, because I'm usually a negative prick, but I saw a hell of a lot more positives Saturday than I thought I was going to. I literally...
Yeah, you thought we were going to get battered.
Who played... Huh?
You thought we were going to get battered.
I honestly thought we were going to get battered, yeah. I don't mean that as a negative. I thought, we're not ready yet. We're not there, which is fine. It's pre-season. It doesn't matter, but I thought, like, against Chelsea again, I'm still a little bit like, I don't really know what to expect yet. But sadly, I saw a lot of positives. And every single player who played a minute, I could give you a positive for every single one of them, which is not really like me. Usually I'll find a flaw in one at least. But
yeah.
But honestly...
if Grealish had played, we would have heard about it.
But honestly, no, even if he had...
You'd have found something about Grealish.
If Grealish would have played and he'd have done what everyone else in that position did to the same level, I would have said, you know what? He's done all right there. He's got back in. He's hungry. I think, well, maybe Haaland, you could say, but then I would turn around and I'd be like, yeah, but Haaland scored the penalty.
Yes, job.
He scored his penalty when it mattered. He might not have done anything for 90 minutes, but when he's got to step up and take a penalty, what more is he supposed to do? He scored it. He scored it when Onana tried to make him look stupid and ended up making himself look stupid.
That was brilliant, wasn't it? He just laughed at Onana. Well, doing all it is.
What was Haaland meant to do?
And then he just kicked it where Onana was standing.
Yeah.
And Onana still dived in the direction he was pointing, like as if he's going to kick it there.
Exactly.
No, I will say
Exactly.
one thing we need to work on. Their goal, not closing him down. I was
I thought
baffled.
that.
I just thought, why are we backing off? Yosko, go towards him, block the lane.
Guardiola was out of position for that goal. Massively out of position.
He's going to go at it. He was good most of the game anyway. But that kind of goal, we've seen a lot of times last season. And we've got to stop doing that because in counter-attack goals like that is ridiculous. I'm not blaming, individuals, but when you looked at the three defenders around him or the midfielders, you close them down. Because when you close them down, ain't going in. Because there's some kind of about that at all. Because he's gone right towards the edge of the bar and it's going to be a goal. And overall, obviously we won the game, but we've got to think about that. Overall, defensively, it's not perfect. It's definitely hopefully the last season. Last was a bit poor, really poor last year. But we need to focus on stopping that happening because if that happens again next season, especially when we play as well, especially we've got wingers going down the wing again, we've got to stop them counter attacks being as deadly because otherwise we'll more goals than last year. But it's fine. But it's just we've got to work on that. We've really got to work on that because Chelsea on Sunday won't be. I know Chelsea are like a 55-player squad now. Well, we're massive. Who knows who we play on Sunday?
I think I saw today Chelsea have made 35 permanent signings in 2 seasons.
Fucking Christ.
35?
3 teams, 2 players, man. That's absolutely crazy.
And 35 signings ago for Liverpool was Firmino.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder where we are in that then. Who are 35 signings ago be for us? Try and find that out.
All right. Anyone in the comments or watching the stream?
Luke is the stat man. He can do it.
Just get up a list of our signings and just see 35. So Liverpool have signed 35 players since Firmino.
Yeah. And Chelsea have signed 35 in 2 years.
That's mad.
Yeah. If you think
that is
about
ridiculous.
When they signed Firmino, that was about 10 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, he was there 10 years.
Yeah.
So that's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is just beyond absurd.
Who would ours have been? Would it have been like Nolito or someone?
Bear with me. I'm running out. Bear with me. I'm going to get.
Don't tell me because I'm going to try and I reckon Nolito's about right, unless it was in Pellegrini's era.
Well, Nolito was Pep's
first, yeah.
Window.
Claudio Bravo, maybe.
We're on to some legends here, aren't we?
Who was Pellegrini's last signing? Benjani, not Benjani, the other player.
That was about 10 years before Pellegrini.
Not Benjani. I'm thinking of Bonnie.
Oh, God, we made some good signings, haven't we?
Do you know what? When we signed him, he was half a decent player.
Right, I found out who it is.
Go on.
Ake.
Just a clue.
Okay.
Oh, you could have stopped it for.
Okay.
Ake or Diaz, I think it is, yeah. But that's
that's not that long ago then.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
We've made 35 signings in 4 years.
Roughly, yeah. Roughly.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, you got to tell me though, haven't you?
Yeah, if we do the long, I could do that, but we're doing a stream here. We're professional. I can do that on
so you've got Echeverri and all them ones in there, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, but no, but I just...
permanent signings, not like signings loan out and then sell on.
Yeah.
No, but
I'll figure out who that is for next week.
Yeah, that's fun. But no, go back to the game now. As I said, a lot of positives from the game. I think especially, Edison was great. The penalty he took was brilliant. Just you having it.
Could he have done more for the goal though?
No, because the thing is, the defense let him down there.
I think he's totally blindsided by his 2 central defenders, and the fact that it's almost like a zonal marking, isn't it? You get in a corner, so you've got Guardiola's out of position trying to track, which has then brought in Akanji and Diaz have then got completely exposed. Diaz has tried to cover. Akanji's then gone sliding in. Guardiola's doing what Guardiola's doing, and it just kind of blindsides Eddie a little bit. I think if they're all in their correct position, I think he doesn't even get in the position anyway. So you've got to think of it as a goalkeeper looking straight.
I do agree. I was just putting it out there because
because I thought that as well. When I first saw it, I thought Eddie's a bit suspect here. But then when you look at it from behind the goal, you look at the view Edison's got. I don't think he can see anyway. And the fact that Garnacho's hit it near post, it's taken him by surprise a little bit, I think. So
definitely. It was a good goal. It was a good finish from Garnacho.
Yeah. I think I was just
admittedly he is a good player. He's just a bit of a twat, isn't he?
Malfoy, yeah. Malfoy.
I was just going to say you've got to give it a little bit of. I give more credit to Garnacho, than discredit to Edison. Personally,
I'll always love it when that celebration backfires on him.
Oh no!
Every time he's done that celebration against us, we've beaten him.
But Bernardo Silva on him was brilliant. I love the way he sort of kicked him. I was like, you know what?
I love how much United fans hate Bernardo for that telling.
20k like on tweet about that. I hated him, mate.
I don't get why, because Liverpool do as well.
Because he's a brilliant player. That's why.
I don't like that. I don't like it at all, man. No,
and they don't like how much he dislikes them. Because
exactly.
He gets it. Bernardo gets it. He's a proper City
He hated
player.
He hated it abroad, though, didn't he? He hated it in Monaco. He was always the same there. He was always
Bernardo was one of those players who fires himself up for the big occasion. He's so good.
Yeah, hates PSG, hates Porto, hates Sporting. Yeah, he's always a big ticket boy. Like Diaz, Edison. Yeah. No, I just think for me with that game, I think if I went through, right, I'll give you a player rundown of all the players that's on the pitch, right? And give you an honest opinion of them. Well, Edison was great. The goal, all right. The goal was more defensive than more anything else, but overall he was great. It was so close on the ball. I think the final with Ortega and that, I don't blame Ortega necessarily all the time because that was a whole fuck up collectively.
Yeah.
That wasn't just one, that was a whole fuck up. But Edison was composed. I thought Rico was brilliant. He kept Rashford quiet. Which was brilliant. I mean, he get Rashford quiet. Great.
I think us three could keep Rashford quiet though, couldn't we?
Yeah. Well, not me. To their feet, no. You two probably could do it. I couldn't do it.
I still think us three. Yeah.
Do you know what? I said it at the time. You know, he's such a. I said it to you boys, I think, as well. He is such a waste of a footballer. He played or plays for the wrong side of Manchester because he broke through when Pep started at City. And there is nobody that will ever convince me that he would not have been world class for us.
He was great for us.
He had so much potential. He hit the ground running. He was quick. He had flair on the ball, and he's fucked it, hasn't he? Really.
The thing is with Rashford, he just doesn't look like he's enjoying himself. He doesn't look happy.
Exactly.
Yes, Lee.
And it's been that way for about 3 years, 2-3 years. He's just not been enjoying himself. And he should have left United at that point.
Definitely should have done.
He should have done it. That's what I mean.
He's playing at too high a level at the wrong club. He needs to go to about a mid-table club and then work his way up again. Because
he's at a mid-table club.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like going to like a Villa, West Ham.
Villa are top four.
Villa are better than United now, but you know what I mean.
No, the thing is, I thought Rico.
I would have loved to have seen him under Pep. Definitely.
Yeah, I don't think he would have been a Pep player.
I just think he could have played in that sort of Oscar Bob role for Pep. I think he would have been brilliant, personally. But I've always said it about him. I've always said he's been at the wrong Manchester club.
He was a decent player when he started, and in the last few years, he's just really gone.
Fell off a cliff, hasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he had a good. Was it at the World Cup? He played well for England.
Yeah.
And then he carried that on for United, and then since then he's just completely fallen off the rails.
For England, though, I would say it was good because he had that pace, and the finishing that was brilliant because you always rely on him to get a goal for us. And it's a shame because I think if you get an informed Rashford at the Euros, I think we probably would have won next Euros. That sounds a bit crazy, but when you got someone of that quality,
that's something we missed at the Euros. We didn't have a player with pace, did we?
No.
And that's why they didn't have Kane. I know it's a whole different point entirely. We're going on to England now, but it's the truth. It's the thing with Rashford. I don't hate him. I know he's a United player, but I don't hate him. So I think he's a good player in there, but he's at the wrong team.
He's at the wrong team, yeah. Exactly.
I think any other team he'd be performing apart from United.
He'd be class at Villa. He'd be class at Aston Villa. He'd be class at...
Is he better than Watkins, though?
No, think about him as a winger because that's where you most.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Even like maybe under Liverpool, like probably top would be from something like that. Yeah, with the pressing and that and the pace. But I don't know. It's a shame. But I don't really care. I'm not still. So I don't really care about what he's doing right now. But I think Rico did well. I mean, Bob. I mean, look, Rico for me, one of the younger players. Get a lot of respect more than he should do because I think he always gives us every game he plays for us. Yeah, he might make a mistake here and there, but I can trust him to do a right back job, left back, DM. He can do an all round job. And he started against Rashford and I would do pretty well. I can't fault him for the game. Put tackles in, clearances, he did everything he needed to do. So I can't fault him at all for that. I thought Akanji and Diaz and Vardiol. I think they all had their issues here and there. I thought Diaz was the best out of the three. I think as the leader, he's already sort of shouting at blocking orders at players. So he's really sort of taking that role as a captain really well. And I hope he gets captaincy again. If he's Walker again, I'm done. It can't be Walker anymore. It can't be Walker. If it is,
we all know it's going to be Walker still. They're not going to strip him of the captaincy.
Oh, mate, he should.
Unless they do that vote again.
No, but even then, the captaincy in the last few years has gone down as a term of respect, hasn't it, for a player who's going to leave. It's usually the longest serving player, isn't it, that they've been voting.
Well, that's Kev.
Yeah.
It would be Kev, but Kev doesn't want it, does he?
Look, no. I wouldn't mind Kev getting it. I wouldn't mind it. I trust him more than Walker as captain. I always say he's a captain, but I'd say I trust him more. But
your captain doesn't always have to be your best player, I don't think.
Yes.
The captain needs to be the one who can lead.
Yes.
The one who's got... It's not necessarily the most experienced. It's the biggest voice in the dressing room, isn't it? And
I think we would all agree that Diaz would be the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, it's two, and there's no in between. It's Diaz or Rodri. Diaz or Rodri every day.
I think Haaland's
Rodri's the most vocal. I think Diaz is the most.
I put Ederson up there as well, you know.
I think
Ederson,
Haaland for me is far away. He's not far away, Haaland, but I think he's still a bit young still, Haaland. But I mean, he has a voice though as quite good younger players. I give him a lot of respect for that. He's quite overly welcoming to new players and that. I think.
As club captain, no, but as a leader, maybe top 5, yeah.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
I find it weird that Bernardo's up there.
It shouldn't be for me.
He don't come across as a leader to me. But
in terms of passion,
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
He's 100% up there, and you need your captain to be passionate. And you won't get many players more passionate than Bernardo Silva because he bleeds blue now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What about Johnny Stones?
Nah.
Stones, yeah, he's a good shout, but not as vocal as
for me. No, I love John, but I don't think he's I think the injuries, particularly as well, doesn't help.
The thing is, it'd be a company situation, wouldn't it? You've got a club captain who ain't
Company was
playing.
injured all the time. Company wasn't playing all the time, but he was in the dressing room regardless of injuries, wasn't he? He was still the captain.
Yeah. For me, though, it's Diaz. Diaz, for me, is the captain for me, and he should be the captain going forward anyway. But I know he'll be Walker.
I think Diaz is the best shout, without a doubt.
He definitely will be.
Yeah,
Once he gets that permanent captaincy, he will stay captain until he leaves.
yeah, like Company did.
Yeah.
Because I think Diaz is as close as captain will have towards captain or Gundogan, but close captain will get to that. Because if I'll be honest with you, right, if I could see a multiversal City team that become Diaz back, I'd love to see that. That'd be a fucking just a wall. Brilliant.
Multiverse City team. Christ, I can barely cope with one. Never mind a multiverse.
Hey,
The Cityverse.
The Cityverse. Oh god, that's it one time. I'll do it.
We've gone from the City curse to the Cityverse.
Oh mate, well that's a good we are now. That teams we have now that brilliant. We can sort of pick different teams and put different players in them. Like I'll love to see Rodri, Torre on Anfield. That'd be insane to watch. Obviously you got Silva, but that's what just see that one time there. That incredible. He was, mate. He was actually the company. He was absolutely brilliant. Like,
yeah, regardless of injuries, he was a natural leader completely.
Yeah, it's why when I see Diaz, you can see the same level of captaincy. Even it was at Benfica 21, he was captain. He's a Benfica boy, and you can see how much he cares about it. And the City, you can see the same thing. He cares about the City so much, and that's why I think for me, if I'm giving a captaincy out to one of it, it's Diaz. And then we'll sort of go and move on a bit. But Diaz for me is someone that I say you are the captain because you actually give a shit. You actually need those players to get back. And in the media, if you're doing an interview, I should do a good job of it. So also no podcasts and streams on YouTube. So that's always helpful. Walker. Yeah, don't honestly. Oh, don't.
But if he's captain, he's captain. There's not a lot we can really do about it.
Yeah,
fine,
I fully expect him to still be captain.
Yeah,
I don't not give it him really. Like you say, you can't.
I don't think he's going to be stripped of it. He hasn't done anything to that extreme. It's not like Tevez being stripped of it.
Oh god, that was fun. That Tevez game, what was it at Bayern where he come on? That was the season.
Refused to come on.
Man. That was crazy. And like back from playing golf in Argentina, came back to school against Norwich. I remember that. That's a weird season that was. Even when it was a weird season. Like if we didn't do on that's a whole roller coaster that year. A whole roller coaster of a season. Honestly, I don't know how we actually stayed.
Did he refuse to come on, or did he refuse to warm up? Because that
both, wasn't it?
Both.
I think he refused and then decided I'm not coming on. And then Mancini turned around and said he's never going to play for City again. A couple of months later, he played for City again and was pivotal into us winning the league.
Again, Tevez
I wish we saw Tevez and Aguero play together more often because
mate, it was class together.
That Norwich game was just incredible seeing them.
Oh mate, oh wow, yeah. And the thing is, like for me, looking at obviously options going forward. I mean, people are sort of asking for us to get a striker in, and look, if we get a striker in of a decent quality or a forward player who can play that role, I wouldn't mind it. Don't want to get a striker in because the thing is, if we get a striker of Alvarez quality in the team, he'll do the exact same things Alvarez will do and get games.
I think that's a situation we need to accept because no player is going to come in and be a permanent backup for Haaland, and nobody's going to get in over Haaland. It's just going to be the same situation. They'll sign, they'll play well, we'll sell them on, we'll replace them, and then the cycle will just repeat.
Because it is. Look, Alvarez, I can understand Alvarez leaving because it's a first-team football for a great team in Spain. That the Paul, Molina, players like Simeone there. He has everywhere there he needs to be a number one striker. That I get it. He's won everything anyway. That's where Champions trouble. Can't afford him at all for to go and get game time. But I think we've got to get players in. Not saying but we can't really rely on the young players yet because I know we're saying we are. If we're being real here, I don't want to throw into the deep end just yet. He's not a bad player, but when I watched him on that pitch, there were a few mistakes in him, which is except he's 18. but we can't be relying on him to be a backups. I think he needs that time of like on and off the bench team or something like that. I think I don't want to be like putting young players as like the main player. I think Bob and Rico, yeah, absolutely. McAtee, I'm not sure on yet. I'm not sure McAtee yet. I need to see more before I decide whether or not I'm on it or not. Because again, I'm not a McAtee like super fan. Like I never have been. I'm not saying I don't like it, but I've never got the hype of him really. The hype of him.
if we're
like,
being honest, I can't really see it with McAtee. I can potentially see it with O'Reilly.
No,
it's a lot of fanboys for me.
But I don't think both are going to get that far at City, if I'm honest.
No, Bob Rico will. They definitely will because
they already have though.
Yeah, but McAtee, I don't see it. I know that people love him so. I think they're more fans of him because they've seen growing up. I get it, but for me, I could see Foden getting this. I could give me age that was going to do it. McAtee for me, right? I think his chance went as soon as we went out alone to Sheffield.
Yeah, twice.
And I know
it's fine going out on loan for one season, and then you should be expected to do something the next season, not go on loan again to the same club.
I just don't know why Pep's trying it now. Look, I'm not saying don't trust Pep, but I'm saying that why now though? Like he hasn't really put that many injuries there anyway. Like, I'm not saying he wasn't really that good anyway. He started off alright and he sort of faded away.
Yeah, Pep must have seen something in training for McAtee.
Yeah.
But on the pitch, I'm not really seeing anything.
No, I'm not seeing it at all.
Nor me, really.
I'm sorry.
I want him to succeed. I want every youth player to succeed at City, but not everyone will. It's a high standard, isn't it?
But then we're right. But we're not saying like if you're a McAtee fan, we're not saying he's terrible. I think he's a good player, but we've got to look at the quality of the City team, the standards we've set now. We can't just be putting players in because you like them or we like them. Like if they're not good enough at the moment, they have to be sold on permanently. It's why I don't understand why Mbete is going out alone again. He ain't good enough. So why are we loading him out again? Why I'm just saying, right, Joe, what? Let's sell these players on and put a call back in again. I don't get what we'll do. We'll keep doing that. Like Ben Wright's finally gone.
Loaning them out builds their value up, doesn't it?
But the thing is, I'm going to ask though, when will Mbete get into this team? I'm not being.
Oh, he won't.
I'm going to ask exactly. So we should just sell him.
No, but if you loan him out, if you sell him now, he's not going to make us a lot of money. If you loan him out and he has a good season, he'll double his value, won't he?
Depends who you loan him to. If you loan him to Sheffield United in the Championship, he ain't going to double. If you loan him to Brighton and he has a good season, maybe. But it entirely depends on where you're loaning him to.
Yeah, but you're not going to sell a youth player to Brighton, are you? Well, loan a youth player to Brighton. Because he's not going to start. He needs to go somewhere that he get the game time, where he'll play, and then he can prove himself.
Yeah. O'Reilly as well.
I want them to make it a City, obviously. I think it'd be great if the City lads could. But let's be real, neither of them are getting on the pitch on Sunday, are they?
No. Well, no. O'Reilly won't be. O'Reilly for me, right? I can see a little bit. I can see it. But it's kind of like I need to. He's young. I can give him a lot of time. McAtee, I'm like, is McAtee going to place Kevin De Bruyne and Foden in this team?
No.
Realistically, no. People can say, "Oh, he will." So, right, that's lying to yourself. You got to be real because I'm not being horrible, but we got to be real here. Like, we can't just be lying. Like I think for me, when I watch him on Saturday, apart from a shot on the post, I didn't see anything. I'm sorry. Is that all about passing and that? Passing's part of the game. It's part, yeah, but let's be real. What did he really do apart from that? I'm being horrible.
Nothing really, did he?
I hate doing it, but I've got to do it because we've got to be real. We've got to set standards there. He needs.
Thing is, though, I said that about Sunday. Neither of them getting in. Who else replaces him?
Well,
I suppose De Bruyne, maybe.
Well, for me, it'd probably be, well, not Rodri. Look, I mean, Calvin's going, but not a lot. Why on loan? I don't know why can't you get out from him. But
because nobody can afford him. That's why.
The fact that on Sunday, right, you didn't see him at all on Sunday. I was like, right, he's up. Well, sorry, Saturday. Because, like, why on earth did he play at all on Saturday? He was doing so well against Chelsea and was it Barcelona? What was he on Saturday?
He didn't even get a look in.
No, that's why I understand. That's what it was. Oh, but he's back. Like, no. Like, if he was truly back, right, you'd see him starting the game.
It's like I said last week, we were just selling him, like saying, "Oh, look what he can do. He can play centre half."
Exactly. It's a fucking PR exercise. I don't get it. I blame it. Get him.
Who the hell takes him though? Where the hell does he go? Everton.
Ipswich, apparently. It's just like the standard of the drops.
Ipswich.
That's a good move though, really, because it's going back down, gives him a chance to get his form back, get his confidence back, and then build himself up.
It's a bit of a drop, though, isn't it?
Anything's a drop from City, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay. But then you look at Julian Alvarez as a transfer out. He's not done terrible, has he?
That's a good move.
No, but you're comparing Alvarez to Phillips.
Yeah, I know that. But then you'd be looking and you're thinking, Julian Alvarez got to move to Atletico Madrid and I'm off to Ipswich. It's... I think that's a bit harsh to say. If he goes there, I think it's a little bit harsh.
No, I think for me personally...
On Ipswich, not Calvin.
I look at the players that were playing in pre-season and look obviously in the recent game as well. It's clear that obviously Riley, he trusts as well there. Fine. I'm fine with that. As a bench player to come on every now and again. That's fair enough. Rico and Bob obviously are going to be trusted a lot more this year, which is good to see. They both deserve to be playing more games. Bob's unbelievable, by the way. I mean, I don't say it enough, but the Savio Bob link up for that goal was brilliant. Like Savio came over from the left onto the right in a one-touch play, and Bob turned. Was it left back?
Yeah.
Martinez.
That touch.
That goal was brilliant, and I can't see Savio and Doku and Bob on the wings because we finally got wingers that can actually run down the wing and cross it in. Well, we've got to see Doku yet, but Savio can do it.
Yes, Fabinho looked really good once he came on.
He did look good, didn't he?
The fans, like the little skills and the pay. I thought it's like a young version of Neymar, Santos. Look at Savio. What was doing at this stage compared to Neymar? It's not far off at all. Actually, if you look, I'm not saying like it's the same player, but not at all the level of quality. I think Savio as well, but she was humble as well and very flair. It's nice to see a player like that we can rely on. I think he probably at some point. I'm not saying straight away, but if he gets doing what he's doing, he'll be a starter for this team.
He can actually take a corner, which is a nice change.
I was like, bloody hell, of course, I think it's like, did my eyes deceive me? Like,
yeah, I think he took 3 corners and actually found 2 City players.
He had a 100%. He had a 100% corner rate.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, well, maybe it was wrong then, but I saw he had 100. He had 3 out of 3 that hit a blue shirt, and that's the first time. That's the first time the same player has taken 3 corners that have hit a City shirt under Pep.
Not wrong. I've obviously been crossed, mate. He hasn't crossed him. He has a cross. Honestly,
no, he does. He has the flair, and he looks like he's got end product. We'll see it in the league, though. So we'll make our mind up then. But it does look promising. Yeah,
I think you can see already. Like the actually you already see the players around him sort of trying to find him. You can see how much trust that they give him. I think that's good because we've probably got someone that can like change the game. Because the thing is, again, Doku first off was pretty good, apart from like the end product. But the thing is, he'll get that obviously the more practice he's getting with it. But his pace is electric, and like the little nutmegs, there's a little flair. How important gets the passing, crossing, and the shooting correct, we've got a player that's one of the best players in the world.
That's the thing with Doku. Like running at players is fine, dribbling past players fine. You've got past Dallo pretty much every single time. But if you don't do anything at the end of it, what's the point?
And Bob as well was brilliant. Like he had Martinez on toast the whole game, and I think the fans, I was trying to view them during the game and after the game. There's a real consensus that we've finally got 4 good wingers now on the team. We all offer different things on that wing. Like Jack can hold the ball up, sort of maybe get in there into midfield and try and find a shot or a cross. Bob can do a little bit of skill, a little bit of flair, get past, get crossing. Sadly, very skillful. Doku pace. We've got 4 wingers who can offer something different. When was the last time I had 4 good wingers in the squad? Was it Mahrez, Sane, Sterling? Was that last time we had good wingers in this team?
And that's only 3.
And even then, they're not very traditional wingers.
Well, not no, but we've got 4 wingers.
When Sane played on the left, maybe, but Sterling wasn't a traditional winger. Mahrez could only do one thing.
But we've got 4 wingers now.
What, first touch?
No, I mean like cutting inside, trying to do a Robin every single time.
To be fair, Bob has a very similar traits to Mahrez. Suppose there's a little like sort of around the player. I can see a very similarities there. I think the fact we've got a player like that now is good because when we saw Mahrez, because I thought he's one player that I probably would have tried to keep one more year just to sort of see us because you lose someone like that in your team, you get you a lot of goals and assists. You really do miss that player, but especially that year that there's a treble. We didn't play the final, but he was crucial to us getting that.
No, I agree with that.
So
losing him and Gundogan last season.
Exactly.
It's like I said, the whole of last season, I wouldn't have sold both.
No.
Maybe I'd have got rid of one, but I wouldn't have got rid of both. But it didn't really matter in the end, did it? Because we still retained the title. We still achieved the main goal. So
I mean, the cup
in the end,
but it is what it is now. But
I don't think either of them would have made a difference in the FA Cup or the Champions League.
That was a whole team.
Yeah,
that was.
Well, did you see what Akanji apparently said about the FA Cup final?
Yeah, he's denied it though, hasn't he?
What he said?
And BBC have said he didn't say it either. Because apparently he turned around and said last time we played them, we were drunk. But BBC and Akanji have both said, no, I didn't say that. So
they
I'm not
were
really
probably
sure.
a bit hungover, weren't they?
Mate, if that was true though, mate, I'm just saying though, right? The club should have let them celebrate that after we have one more game to go. They should get that game done, then celebrate.
I think we'd have taken that FA Cup final seriously if we had a Champions League final after.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's over now.
A bit disrespectful to the FA Cup, but you know
what
are you going to do?
Couldn't give a shite about it if I'm honest.
Moving on, I think that overall, right, I'm pleased to win. I think overall, before we move on, I think the penalty were very good. Apart from Silva's one, fucking terrible. What on earth was he doing with penalty?
Yeah, can we talk about Silva and penalties? Because his penalties for City are awful. His penalties for Portugal were absolutely brilliant. What happened?
I don't know, man. But thankfully, Savio, right, credit to him on his debut, coming on for a penalty and scored a good one as well. I was impressed with that. I thought, all right, well, we've got some, and it seems that the squad have won penalties now finally. You see that worked on it. So I think if we get a shootout next time against Madrid, I trust him. But not Silva. You get on the bench.
Did he? Yeah, he did. Here's one for you, though. You say that, out of all the players that were going to take one, he was probably the one that you would look at and think, oh, my God.
Or Kanji. Well, Kanji, right? Yeah.
But how many times in a penalty shootout does the team that misses first win? And if you look at the stats, that is more than the team that doesn't. It's about 55% of the time. So statistically, if you miss first, you're more likely to win.
There we go. Then Bernardo missed it on purpose.
That's what I'm saying. It's a really weird stat, but since Opta started, it's something like 55%, maybe 54, 55%, something ridiculous like that, of penalty shootouts where the team has missed first, that team has won.
And to be fair, Nunes and Akanji's penalties were perfect.
You ain't stopping them.
No keeper in the world is going to save those. If it hits the top netting, perfect penalty.
With the power as well. With that power, that precision, it was perfect penalties.
Haaland's penalty was hilarious because you got Onana trying to psych him out, and he goes the same way. Credit is to Nunes, by the way. That penalty was class. Top left corner. I was like, all right. Do you know what? He came on and did a good job.
He was brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
He had a brilliant. It's just totally. Even someone who I talked to about City, who is the biggest anti-Nunes person, even bigger than you, Daniel, I've ever met, right? Turned around to me and said, if he can play like that, every time he plays, I'll eat my words last season. And I just shrugged my shoulders and I went, I told you, give the guy a chance. Because
he did do all right when he came on. He linked up quite well with some players.
Exactly. He worked really well.
There was one run when he bottled it against Onana, though.
Yeah, but he might turn around and be like, he gave the ball away for the goal. But there was 2 occasions after he'd given the ball away where we should have won it back anyway. And if he does break through where he lost the ball, it's technically in United's half anyway, so the ball shouldn't have even got that far before it went in. But even if he does break that line and break through those 2 defenders, there's nobody there with him anyway. So he's only going one way. So to lose the ball in that position, people say, oh, he lost the ball for the goal. No, he didn't. There was 2 opportunities after that to get it back anyway. And you shouldn't concede a goal when the ball is in the opposition's half, when your entire team is in your own half.
And also, the defence shouldn't be letting Garnacho in that box that easily.
Exactly. So you can't blame me for that.
No. I think for me, though, about Nunes, for me, what I like is that how progressive he was, the way he tried to get the ball and carry it forward towards Savio. Because I tell you, right, Pellistri against Savio was a literal, like a massacre. It was just like Savio was ripping him apart, like constantly. I just thought, if we him and or Bob on either side every game, as if we've got a attack that could generally score 100 or plus goals next season. However, for me, it's supply, which again, with Foden and Kevin, that team will be different. But also, Haaland's got to start creating the chances. At the time, I thought, get the ball, do. Just have a shot. If he shoots it goes in.
Yeah, attack the ball, attack the space.
Because the thing is, we know he's the best striker in the world. We know he is, but it's like you've got to demand the ball because when he's on the pace with De Bruyne behind him, it's the deadliest attack you get. Probably along with Mbappe and Bellingham and Madrid. It's that level of fear factor. But United were shitting themselves. They were shitting themselves. I would argue that Kev should come earlier, but
maybe
it's fine. He came on, but when he came on, he was brilliant. He was running around, won the ball, ran forward with it. And I thought, if we get this Kev all season, hopefully, touch wood, we've got a player like this last year as well. We've got a good season out of him, especially in the last year. Was like how many assists did he get last year? From like a few games, 15 assists.
Something like that, 15, 16.
Which is insane. If we get that Kev for the whole season, we've got a great chance of winning a lot this year, especially. So, but for me, of all the players on that pitch, Haaland for me has got to get that attacking brain working again.
I don't think it's about that. If he's not getting the ball, he's not getting the chances.
No,
there's not much more he can do. He was a bit of an invisible man. at times.
That's what I mean.
But
try and find a way of getting.
As a striker, you need the service, and if you're not getting the ball to him,
it's a bit of a catch-22 for him, isn't it?
If you want him to do more, if you want him to do more around the pitch, he's not going to be in the position to score the goals, which is the problem with Kane.
Because McAtee wasn't doing that. Like, O'Reilly was doing it. McAtee was doing it. I kept wondering, why McAtee not trying to find Haaland? Like, O'Reilly, funnily enough, was meant to be that hot spot midfielder that was running forward, trying to find Haaland. I thought, that's great. Don't be wrong, but we got to get McAtee who actually did the midfielder for attacking to get the ball there. I mean, we've got to try and get McAtee in that kind of mindset of trying to find Haaland. Or I get obviously got Doku Savio on the wings, but I thought try and find them when you can, because if you get the ball to Haaland, winners will keep causing issues, and we'll get 2 or 3 man on them throughout the year. That leaves space for Haaland and De Bruyne to correct havoc. This is where we've got to start trying to find them as well. If we don't all stay out play, I think we'll be all right. But again,
don't forget we've got Foden to come back as well.
Exactly. So I'm not worried or anything. I just think there's progress to be made in that area. If defensively, I'm not worried at all. Yeah, what mistake, but I trust him to get it sorted out anyway. And was rectified. But for me, it's the attack we need to get sort of tuning. But we'll get there. I'm confident overall that we'll get there. But
yeah, definitely.
Let's
I'm not worried at all.
No,
not after that. Anyway, I think I probably would have had the same mindset had we even lost. It would have been annoying, but it wouldn't have mattered. But I just think there was so many little bits that you can take from that individually.
I think if you look at it, United pretty much had the full strength team, didn't they? We've not got our full strength team back yet, and we still gave them a good game, and that's the positive.
Yeah, there you go. See,
our full team out would have killed them. Again, when Kev came on, they shat themselves. Honestly, they were scared.
I thought we
get the full.
Carry on, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, we get the full team playing. We'll be all right. We'll be fine. But I mean, Chelsea away on Sunday. I was going on to obviously the season preview now. We'll go into it now. Chelsea on Sunday. The team are going to play. Do you think it'll be the same team, or is there going to be a few changes in there?
Nah, he's not going to start McAtee and O'Reilly, is he?
I think it's going to be the same back four.
Yeah.
Ederson. Obviously Haaland. Doku's going to start. I think it depends on Grealish, whether he's fit.
Hopefully he's fit.
I'd start Bob,
Bernardo will start. De Bruyne will start. And probably Kovacic at holding midfield.
Bob?
That's fine.
Yeah, Bob
on the right.
Maybe.
Bob
if Grealish doesn't play.
I'd start him even if Grealish is fit.
I
don't think Grealish
he does
is going to be...
deserve to start. He
I
probably... Doku or Grealish and then Bob on the right.
Exactly that, yeah. That's what I'd do. Yeah. I think because Jack isn't going to be 100% now, is he? He probably was.
I don't know what his injury is.
And then he's not, but...
It's not a bad one. Perhaps it's not a bad one. I think it's not. I don't blame him for not playing him. I'd rather him be fit for the season than playing a chill game and get injured more. It's frustrating because I imagine he probably had a game as well against United, but I think he's been great overall preseason wise. I'm looking forward to seeing him play in the season. I think what we got to do though, I would stick with the same front three as United: Doku, Bob, Haaland. Have Grealish on the bench with Savio. Bring Savio on for Doku, or Savio on for Bob, Grealish on, and then mix up a little bit.
Or start Savio. Do you give him a chance?
Not yet.
Bench game, but Ipswich start him. That's what I do. I keep rotating it, and then eventually whoever gets best out of the first few games, they'll play the things I go for. I want to give everyone a chance to start with, see where we are. Because we've got 4 wingers.
I think rotating wingers every game is going to help the situation.
No,
I don't think it does, but I see where Luke's coming from. Because you've got to find the best
I do think
one.
everyone deserves a chance, but I don't think rotating, because we've seen that so many times at centre back, it doesn't work.
No. Centre back's different though, isn't it?
Just play your best team every game, apart from when obviously form or injuries get in the way. but best team every game.
Absolutely.
I've always said that. You should start your best team. Don't rest players. But
how do we feel about the season? So go on, talking.
How long? What? Sorry.
So I was going to ask, how do we feel about the season overall? Like, how confident do you feel going into the season?
As confident
I feel
as
all right.
always.
I don't think there's much competition to worry about at the moment.
No.
I think I've said it
Arsenal will be
before.
up there again, but they
Yeah.
don't have a striker yet.
I've
No,
said it
that's the issue.
before. I'll say it again. Our biggest enemy, our biggest rival, plays at the Etihad Stadium.
Ourselves.
Yeah, literally. And we've got the squad, we've got the players, we've got the manager, we've got the fans. So why can't we do 5 in a row?
Yeah, like think
I'm
about
not
it.
saying
Like,
we will.
Nothing's changed since last season. Nobody's
It hasn't.
won.
It
We're
hasn't
still
changed.
the best squad. Nobody else has improved that much.
I'm not saying we're going to win it. I'm not getting on that train. I'm not Luke. I'm not going to turn around and say that we're going to win the quadruple before we've even kicked a fucking ball. But, but I just think, it's like, I don't know. I just feel all right about it. I think we've got a great chance. Let's just.
We'll see in the first few games.
But there's no reason we can't do 5 in a row. And the only reason, if there was one, is ourselves. So we know what we're capable of. Everyone knows what we're capable of. Everyone knows what we can do. So why not?
Yeah. I think as well.
The key is the players need to not worry about what we've done in the last few seasons. Just do what Pep wants. Clean slate, start again.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Because
Arsenal got to win. Yeah.
This year, Arsenal got to win it this year. They have to, because they've had 2 years in a row where they haven't won it. They've got to win this year. Otherwise, they don't. I think for the Arteta overall project. I think because if you don't win anything this year for Arsenal, then you failed. Because you have to win something at this point, especially with that team playing the way it's playing. Liverpool and a new manager under slots. I'm going to do it right, but they won't get a league title.
Surprise a few,
They could, but not a league. I think they'll be very close.
No, I ain't going to win the league. I think
next year.
I've seen quite a lot of Liverpool fans who are quite surprised at his style of football. I saw one the other day, and I was having quite a lot of people agree with it. It was a tweet from a Liverpool fan I follow, and he said, what Klopp did was amazing, and he's brought back Liverpool, but I haven't seen us play football this fluid in years. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, honestly, what Klopp done is amazing, but it's almost like he's taken what Klopp has done and he's slightly tinkered with the system, and we're playing fluid football, which we haven't done under Klopp. And it's just a different style of manager. It's that different manager bounce. Yeah. So I'm never going to write Liverpool off. Never.
Definitely not.
But they just need a season of transition. They need to stay calm and just let what happens happen. And not do what United did and think they've got a God-given right to win it and just let it happen. Just just relax about it and think, do you know what? The good thing for Liverpool now is there's no pressure on them whatsoever. Nothing.
No.
There's no pressure on them at all. Arsenal and City are the teams with pressure on them. Arsenal because they need to keep up with us, and us because to do 5 in a row. Liverpool have got no pressure on them whatsoever. No one is expecting Liverpool with a brand new manager after 8 years, of probably the second best manager in the Premier League at the time. No one's expecting them to go and do it, are they? So there's no pressure on Liverpool whatsoever. So they've got nothing to lose, really. They may as well just go for it.
Yeah.
So I'm keen to see what they are going to be like. Because would it be funny if they were shit? Yeah, it probably would be a little bit funny. But to see them do well under a new manager, then that bodes well for us in a weird kind of way, because they had Klopp for so long. They challenged us for so long. Klopp left. They've got this new guy in that no one had heard of. And if they tell you they had their lighting, that no one had heard of, let's see what he's made of. Because if he does well, then the blueprint is there for City as well. To say like, well, yeah, we can definitely do that. We're ready for when that happens.
To be fair, I knew I like watching finals. So I knew what slots before when he was there anyway. I'm not saying I'm a massive finals super fan, but I like.
It's just me that had never heard of him. I'm only one.
No, but I knew. I know the manager. He's a good man. I think a more experienced Klopp. You know what I mean? Obviously, about the Dortmund phase. I think he needs time. I think he'll do well, but I think like anything, he's not a pet manager. He's a bit similar, but he's not that kind of mold, which I think will do them well. Because that kind of bodes well for them because it means they aren't going to copy us. They're going to do their own system, which
exactly that's what I mean.
So we'll look at Tottenham. No, Solanke is a good striker, but for that price, no. I think Tottenham have got more players. They just sell more than they actually have players to sort of get in. I mean, they've got Richarlison, Werner, Belize.
I think Tottenham will be up there. I think they'll improve from last season.
Yeah, but not tight.
I think Solanke is a good signing because he played really well last season.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll get a lot of goals, he'll get a few goals, but I just think it depends on Madison being fit as well for them. It depends obviously on a lot of players.
That really cut their season up last season when Madison was injured for so long because he was playing really well for them in the first half. And
the back four is Porro, Van de Ven, Romero. That's a good back four, by the way. It's a good back four. And a good keeper they've got. I think Tottenham aren't far away from a top four team. Title, no. A few more players of quality in the midfield and the attack to sort of get there. But also,
I think Tottenham are in their Mark Hughes stage, aren't they? Like we had.
They are.
They're just rebuilding, getting the players in to build on. But they don't have a bad squad. They're gonna cause some problems. They're gonna get results, maybe a cup.
I hope not. It's funny if they got nothing.
If they get a League Cup, mate. The thing is, for them though, a League Cup's big for them right now.
Yeah, that was the last thing they won, isn't it?
I remember I heard that. I laughed when I heard that last year. I
saw something the other day. I saw something, I think it was yesterday, that was about Arne Slot, right? And it was basically someone said, this is what would happen if Pep Guardiola and Pochettino had a love child. Pochettino's face and Pep's hairline, and now I can't unsee it. And I was like, wow. And when you actually look at it, from the picture that it genuinely looks like Poch's face, but Pep's hairline. But it was Arne Slot. It was quite funny, actually.
Oh, God. Bloody hell. But no, I think United for me, no. I don't know
relegation,
why. Mate, Ten Hag, keeping him again. I thought surely you probably get him right. I mean that FA Cup for me was I know people say, oh, you've been insulted. No, if we actually that game, we would have beaten them. That was a.
And I just say, whilst we're on United, nobody's talking about what's come out about them getting that COVID money.
Oh,
absolutely nobody. If that was
of course
us,
they're not.
Imagine if that was us.
Of course they're not. They don't give a shit about them. They can bet the rules when they want.
Completely understand why Everton fans will be pissed off about that. Forest fans, Wolves fans, Villa fans, they've all been screwed over by financial fair play. We've warned them about financial fair play. It's just there to protect United. And that's proof that it's protecting United because they're getting extra money for no reason.
They haven't won anything to get it, have they?
I remember, because Bevel was actually on. I watched it, and it was literally like they just gloss over it because they know it's true. They know it's true, but they can't admit it because they know it's biased towards them because of the years of money that they've had in the Premier League, Fergie and all that kind of stuff. They don't like that a new club like City or Newcastle or Villa are entering the party now, and they don't like it because it's not, it's not the usual team. So no, honestly, it's always because you'll never ever get the league being accountable because they don't want to be. They want the money.
And since financial fair play has been a thing, United haven't won the league.
No, exactly. It just like makes you wonder, doesn't it? Makes you wonder. They get rid of it.
They've been protected for years, and now they can't financially keep up with the rest of us. So, fuck United.
Who are they trying to keep up with?
Palace, probably.
I
No, I think for
Palace
me,
can probably spend money better than United.
they can as well. They can, yeah.
Palace wouldn't spend 90 million on Anthony, would they?
It's mad
No, they
when
spend it on
Alvarez.
Danny instead.
It's mad when Alvarez costs less than Anthony. It does.
Exactly. Alvarez costs less than
twice
Caicedo. It's not hard to believe that Alvarez is worth 80 million.
Alvarez is worth more than that, to be fair.
He is. In the current market, he is
But
a striker.
You'd still say that's a great deal. And fair play to
Oh, it
him.
is
It's like
a
we
good
said last week. It's like we said last week. No hard feelings whatsoever. The guy's won the lot and he wants more minutes. So fair play, off you go.
I'll probably get a kit of his own back of it because I like him so much.
And unlike that rat Cole Palmer, he wouldn't celebrate against us if he scores for Atletico against us. So see you later, Julian. Good luck to you, mate.
The thing is, though, he played at the club as well. The way he sort of talked as well about the club, he does respect us a lot. And people are like, oh, well, why don't you say that? Well, the thing is, as a player of his quality, he's on the bench.
I don't think it's because he wanted to leave. He just wants the game time.
Exactly.
He does.
He wants the game time. Pep has turned around and said, you're not going to get it because we've got Haaland, which is completely understandable. So he's then had the word. Exactly. He's then turned around and said, well, if you can find a buyer who will pay the money, can you see what you can do? Yeah, of course. Of course we will. We're not going to hold you back because we know that you're good enough to go and get those minutes and to excel elsewhere, which is fine.
Didn't he play the most games last season?
Yeah, he did. He played more than anyone else. Well, he made more appearances than anyone else. He didn't play more minutes than anyone else.
That's only because of injuries, isn't it? It's not because he was a starter.
Yeah.
So you can completely understand why he wants to play somewhere else.
Yeah. Totally understand.
And I don't see him ever. I don't see him ever come back to this league for another team. I think if anything, I know people say, "Oh, trust him on his word," but I think the thing is with Alvarez, I think he has a lot more respect for us than that. I think he's won so much here already. He can't go anywhere else and do it. I think he's like, I've done England now. I've done it. He has done it. He's won two league titles, FA Cup, Premier League. Well, he's won all. Premier League Cup.
I think we kind of owe Atletico a decent player, don't we? After who we've had off them.
Aguero, Rodri, yeah, that's fine. Go on.
Martin Demichelis as well.
Did Demichelis play for Atletico?
He did.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Funnily enough, he joined them in the same summer that we got him. He moved twice in the summer.
That was it. Yes.
Because he never actually played for them. He signed for them, and then we bought him in the same window.
Yeah.
That was a weird. It was a weird. That was, but no. I think for me, he will do well at Atletico. I think he'll be like
and fair play to him. Fair play to him.
I mean, is he number 9?
Yeah, he's number 9.
That's great. Yeah. No, he deserves that. I think he'll be class. I think.
Yeah, he's straight in to replace Morata, isn't he?
I've all the teams to watch the spec.
Milan.
Milan.
Which one?
Good move. AC. Again. Let's go AC. Chelsea.
I don't
AC.
care what anyone says. Morata is money laundering, isn't it?
It is laundering. It is
constant money. Christ, he's been to the same team about 4 times.
Yes.
And he hasn't performed for any of them.
It took me a minute then. It took me a second then. You were like, you were like AC again, and I was like, what? And then I was like, oh bloody hell, yeah, because of course he was at Real, Atletico, Chelsea, Atletico, AC, Atletico, AC again.
He is literally
played for Juventus as well,
and Juventus thrown in the middle.
Guaranteed that's the point, mate. It's a laundering scheme, mate. I tell you, mate. These players that jump from like Benito from AC, Juventus, AC. It's just the most like Italian scam ever. Honestly, it's so dodgy that was going over there. But, yeah,
Leave him to it. Nothing to do with us.
But honestly, though, I'm pleased for him. I think
I'm pleased for him as well.
I want a team so to watch the Spain. I will watch him. Hopefully, he does well for them. Obviously not against us, please. Please don't. I'd rather actually not have a hours like come back. If we play against them, he scores against us. He will celebrate against us. He won't. I think he
or if he did, he'd have a little bit of dignity about it. He'd be like that kind of, when they're just like, look up to the fans and say like, do whatever. Almost kind of muted celebration.
But no, honestly, I wish him all the best. I wish him hopefully he wins a league next year. I'd be awesome to see him obviously beat Barcelona Madrid to league title. That'd be awesome. But yeah, back onto the season. I mean, obviously the league. Right? I mean, we'll do our actual predictions for the league after winter closes because I'm not doing it now because players come in now. I'd rather do it after winter closes. Obviously during the international break, we can sort of do a proper breakdown of where everyone will be. Full side the league title, relegation. This year will be out the 3 teams this year.
3 that come up.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the 3 that come up. They can't compete financially, can
they? No, it's a shame. Because
it's true, isn't it? Like the TV money, the Premier League teams are too established with the TV money to compete. Like, look at Burnley. Burnley had no chance last season. Sheffield United, no chance. It's going to be the same.
Yeah.
I just think also, look, Ipswich for me, right? Signed all right players, but it's not of anyone of much A quality, is it? It's like we got Muric in, who was all right at Burnley. Was it? Who else was it? We got Jacob Greaves and
yeah,
it's not players of actual quality that are generally going to blow them away. I look at Leicester, the same thing. Lost Dewsbury Hall, lost the manager. They got is it playing for Brighton, who's also a good player himself, but it's not enough. We've got
who's
Dacker's
manager?
Steve Cooper.
Yes, it is. I knew it was someone who'd been in the Premier League. I couldn't remember his bloody name. Yeah, Steve Cooper. That's it.
I think Leicester might just about stay in the Premier League next season, but
they're the best equipped of all of them.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go down as well, but I do have a feeling they'd stay up.
The thing is, Southampton to me, when I look at who they've been linked with, like they got Cavallo to their Brentford, and they got in like O'Reilly from Celtic. I think they're doing more equipped for the league because I think they need players. Their keeper, McCarthy, is shit. He is absolutely terrible. He was terrible in the Premier League when we were last up here. It was injured. Obviously, what was it? Hardballis.
Yeah.
It's obviously good players who'll do well in this league. Like, it's not a terrible team. It's not a terrible team, by the way. They've got some good players and they do a good job. But it's a massive job they've got. They get a few players in, they've got a chance. But while they've got to get players in now before the season starts, or at least for the winter, because if they can get a few players of good quality in that team, then they're going to be showing up. But I'm more inclined to agree with you both on the 3 going down. I just don't see it unless I see quality coming in to these teams, like genuine levels. Yeah, I think that's going to be the same thing. I think Europe-wise, I think Villa all this because they haven't really. They've got Onana in, who's a good player for Everton, but is he ready yet for Europe yet? So sure. Lost Douglas Luiz, lost Diaby, 2 big players on the team last year, and now gone to one to Saudi, one to Juventus. It's not looking good for Villa. Which is, man was saying that, but when you look at their team, is it really that quick for Europe yet? No.
I think with Villa, you're going to see a similar situation to Newcastle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're not going to stay there. They've had their good season. They've lost important players. They haven't replaced them, and I don't think they've improved the squad enough to stay there like this season.
No.
If they do, right? If they do and they sustain it and they finish 4th again or 3rd, and have a good run in this new Champions League, would you ever consider Emery at City?
Possibly.
Maybe.
Possibly.
I don't think so. Not for me. But
So,
maybe.
what Alonso personally?
Look, if they do what
he
Newcastle
couldn't do
did,
it for Arsenal. He won a few trophies for Sevilla.
After was a whole.
But
if they do what Newcastle
job at Villa,
did,
but he's not won anything.
But if they do what Newcastle did and drop off, then yeah, fair enough. But
it's basically the same as Eddie Howe.
I think he's a better manager than him. He's a miles better manager than Eddie Howe.
Oh yeah,
I think Emery is actually kind of a little bit underrated.
Personally,
I don't think he's the next thing we need from Pep, but
he's rated as well as he should be.
I think he's a decent manager. I think he's all right. I wouldn't be if Villa, like I say, if Villa sustain it this season and do have a season like last where they do get top 4 again, do go quite far in a trophy and do sustain that level, I wouldn't be totally against it when Pep goes. I'd be a bit like, okay, let's see what this guy can do now, because the level's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just a name that I'm throwing out there.
It's a good name. It's a good name.
He's a big name.
He's good at that level of club, like Villa, Sevilla, Arsenal. When he was at Arsenal, he wasn't great at. But I don't think he's the level manager we need.
Yeah. I think
interesting.
Chelsea are going to struggle, by the way. They're going to struggle massively. Chelsea, I wouldn't be surprised if they finish mid-table.
Because we're talking about squad rotation. Imagine that squad rotation.
Like, mate, like you've brought in like 10 or 11 players, right? None of them are good enough right now to get anything apart from maybe Neto. That's a good sign, by the way. That's a good sign, Neto, by the way.
Yeah, if you look at the actual squad of players, there isn't a single world-class player in that squad.
No, at all.
Like all that money spent, and they've nothing to show for it. It's odd.
It is odd.
Yeah, right. Is Gallagher actually gone to that deal, or was that deal collapsed now?
It's not completely done yet. It depends on the other player going to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Well,
but let's say he's like the Alvarez one. It should be a all but done conclusion. It's just a case of the finer details not being done. Yeah. Someone said before, I saw someone set a tone before, oh, does this mean that the Alvarez deal is going to collapse? No! Rubbish. It's a completely different situation. Oh, there's a crash on the M54. Oh, does that mean I can't go to Manchester? No, it's the other direction.
People, man, Twitter, man. People on Twitter are weird. Anyway,
it
could be you and Danny, but we don't give a shit about that.
You two, not me.
No, but I think Maresca will get sacked by Christmas.
First manager sacked, I said. Maresca?
Yeah. Because why have they got right? Poch didn't do that bad a job. He got to was it one final, a semi-final, and got into 6th. He did a good job of them. I think
the only reason people take the Chelsea job is for the payout.
Exactly. Look at Potter. Look at Poch. They get everybody millions, didn't they, from the money payout? I just don't understand.
Yeah. Who realistically, who would take the Chelsea job? You wouldn't do it, would you? Because it's a cursed job.
It's because with Roman Abramovich, right? He knew what he wanted. He wanted to win. So he always got the best man class when he could. Not because he got Pep, but he got players of good quality. He brought them in, and they absolutely delivered. League titles, Champions Leagues, Cups, they did it because he had an owner that spent the money when needed to, and the best in class above him that always got the right players in. Bowley is a moron. That the entire Clear Lake thing was cool. It's an absolute nightmare. Two of my best mates are Chelsea fans, and I had no idea what's going on because both up. I'll see that random players come to the club, Like they have no idea who's actually playing every game. The manager keeps changing every season now. There's no actual sustainable period. It's been an absolute catastrophe since Tuchel left. And the thing is, it's clever here. It was probably if Gladys is next manager after Maresca. It was probably the thing. They'll go for the next popular manager, next hipster choice, because that's what they can do. 35 players on the top only in like 3 years, or less than that.
2 years.
Yeah, seriously, how can a club sustain themselves or get anywhere at all like that? How's that going to work? If I'm Cole Palmer, if I am Nkunku, if I'm Nicholas Jackson, like that, I'm leaving, finding a way. I mean, if you've got contracts, fair enough. But this is for me that if they can get a way out there, they should, because that club is an absolute catastrophe. It's a nightmare. And
yeah, if they don't finish in the top 6 this season, then players like Palmer need to make a move, because he's proven himself now, and he needs to take that next step. He needs to win trophies again.
He'd be a good player at Lesco. I don't know why. He'd be a good player, that kind of style player, but that's just me.
You can go and rot across the road.
They'd probably take him as well, but
yeah, he
he's a
would.
United fan, isn't he? So
that's taking a step down. He's not going to perform well at
United. Enzo for me, right? I've always said, why on earth did he go to Chelsea? Like, the whole thing aside, whole clip like that. Hold that thing aside. As a player, right? If we aside Enzo, right, when we're linked with him, with Alvarez, I think he's an absolute class for us right now. I mean, I've always said before, when we're linked with him and we're linked with Alvarez, I remember play. I was saying, if you get both of them, brilliant bit of business. But I just don't understand. Like, for me, I don't see it of him. I don't see the world. What?
And Mudryk as well. He's another one.
And Nkunku for me is a good player. He's a very good player that he should be in that team. He's too good for Chelsea. He should be like an Arsenal or Liverpool. He's that good of a player.
Injury prone though, isn't
he? I watched him. He's well, against us, he was good. He lost a couple of times. So
yeah.
Didn't he score a hat trick again?
He did. Yeah, he did. Was it someone else? Yes, it was. It was him. Yeah,
For Leipzig.
Yeah, that was it. 6-3. He was classless. It was very good. No,
yeah.
that
game was mental. That was a great game.
Crazy game. Yeah, crazy game. But I just think for me, when I look at Europe, I'm going for more. I think it'll be City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Tottenham. So I think I'll be Villa struggle to achieve it. Newcastle are still way off. They're anyone in the quality Newcastle will actually back up their team yet. Obviously, it's slowly back, haven't they, from suspension?
Yeah.
So they got a good midfield there. But yeah, just think for me, I think we'll also do a prediction video obviously at some point of everyone at some point obviously from 1st to 2nd 20th. But that's where I was going. I think Champions League, I think we'll go far. We'll win it. It depends on who Madrid get. I think that's the team I'm worried about, if anything. Because I think Madrid, more like, concerned. Madrid have got a squad at least on par with ours because of Mbappe, Bellingham, Vinicius Junior. I think it all depends.
I think it depends on how well those two play together, doesn't it? For Madrid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think that's very important because it's two egos in the same team.
Yeah, exactly. I think overall, I'm confident going into the season, like you two are, but I'm kind of like, I need to see how this window goes first before I decide fully on when we'll be. Because, again, we still got, 2 weeks to go, roughly? So the season actually closes. So
yeah, something like that. It's like the third in here, something daft.
Yeah, I'm not confident now. I'll be confident in a few months, depending on form.
If we get a player,
everybody else is playing, because I've not paid attention to anyone else's preseason. I don't know how well anybody else is doing. Preseason doesn't even matter.
The first 10 games are irrelevant, aren't they? They
Yeah,
don't
really.
define a season. They don't define anything. If we were to go out
but
there,
they're
and
still important.
they're
It's not
important.
irrelevant.
I know
They're
written that
important, but they're not like.
gap.
I'd rather start slowly and then bullet the remaining games rather than start like
if
a
you
bull
win
in a
your
china
first
shop.
10 games, if you win your first 10 games, that's important games out the way, and you're already points above.
Yeah, but I'd still rather be. Yeah, but then you risk tailing off at the end. So
no, but then you're putting your eggs in one basket again, expecting us to go into the Christmas period and winning every single game.
I get that, but I just think I always say wait until 10 games in, and then that's when you can judge kind of where your season's going to be at and where we're at, and then take it from there. Then you start moving towards
no
the middle.
league game is irrelevant. Every league game is important because that's the point of the league.
We're not saying that. We're saying that I always, for me, I judge every performance anyway, no matter what. I don't care if it's the first game. If we don't like it, tough. I will always call out performances not good enough. But I don't care about the league table, really, until the
That's what I'm trying to say, yeah. The league table doesn't matter.
It's Christmas when you start paying attention to the table.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Performances still matter, and no game is irrelevant.
On this channel, if we lose Chelsea on Sunday, we'll call anyone out that ain't good enough because I don't give a shit.
Fucking not winning the league.
It's terrible. Yeah, the title will be
lose to Chelsea. It's all over.
No, but now,
might as well hand it to Arsenal now.
That's what I'm trying to say, though. Like, I know it's not irrelevant, but what I mean is like there's still a long way to go. There's plenty of time to get it right. So that's why I always say, like, just after 10 games, then you've got a fair idea. Then you start 10 games later, you've crossed the midway point. So you know again. And then 10 games after that, you've only got 10 left. So you should have a fair idea then. It's just a case of 10 games at a time, seeing where you are. Well, game at a time, really. But what I mean is, like, every 10 games, you can kind of judge it a little bit better than the previous time. Like the first 10, let's just see some consistency starting to build and some balls moving and getting some wins.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still 50-50 on Sunday. I can't make up my mind. Be interested
I'll take
to
a
see what
draw.
performs. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. If we draw, fine. But, like, I saw enough on Saturday to convince me that we're going to be absolutely fine. That there's plenty of positives in there. Beating them is always special. It is a friendly. There's no sugarcoating it. But I couldn't give a shit. We still beat them in a final again. We've beat them in more finals than they've beaten us. But let's just see what we're made of now. Here's the Sunday.
Yep. So predictions to the final then. I think I'm going to go with 2-1 City. I think it's going to be a scrappy game. If we bat them again, I'll laugh, but it ain't going to be that.
Nah, I was going to go 2-0.
I would laugh.
2-1. 2-1 or 1-1, 2-1, something like that.
I think so. I think the goal scorers will be Haaland, and I think it will be. I want to go for Bob. Haaland, Bob, and then we'll win 2-1. For me, get the win. I don't give a shit how you do it, but even if someone's arse goes in, it's a goal. It's 1-0. I'll take it. I lead the happy. I want to just get points on the board. I don't care if we're top of the league or not, because it doesn't matter if top of the league on the first game. It doesn't matter anyway. But as long as we get the points on the board, see where we are, and then us 10 games, we'll then assess the league table from them. But I think until then, before we need to come here, see how we go. But bring it on, though. Bring it on. We're finally back.
I'm looking forward to this season. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
So right, man.
We say that every year and it turns out shit.
I didn't have high hopes for last season, though. We didn't play great last season.
No, we didn't. No, but this year, because Savio, the wingers, much a fresh attack this year. It's going to be good. But I'm just saying it now, next week, the title is Chelsea. It's over. Season is over. Get everyone fucking sold. Maybe we actually don't believe it's or not, but no. But bring on Sunday. Bring it on. I look forward to seeing who we play, and hopefully this year we sort of get better and better, and hopefully we get to see more Savio and hopefully a much more fluid attack this year. Bring it on, boys.
Do it.
Bring it on. To everyone watching the stream right now, thank you very much for tuning in. Like, subscribe to the channel as always. I know We're starting to obviously update the visuals a bit more, and obviously the content. We'll try to diversify a bit more as we get to the season. I've got a few more stuff coming up this week as well, which I'll obviously announce in due course. But yeah, bring it on. Bring it on. We've got a long season ahead of us. I can't wait to see where it takes us this year. There, guys. And we'll see you next week.
See you later, mate.
Thank you. See you next time.